Alright, what is going on YouTube? Adonis coming back at you with a brand new video today, and we are going to be looking at every single card that is releasing that EA have previewed for tomorrow. This means we're going to be looking at Team of the Week and then the brand new most feared players that got dropped tonight on stream. And we are starting off with Josh Metellus, 81 overall, not really going to make that much of a difference. If you do have a Vikings theme team though, honestly not a bad user. The thing is he's only 5'11", but he is 209, so his hit power will be decent. Not a player that you're going to want to use outside of a theme team. Moving on from Metellus, we've got Andre Iosivas. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Dude actually doesn't look that bad, right? He's going to hit some very low thresholds for being an all right route runner. His spec catch being an 83 is very interesting. He's also got 86 speed, and the dude is 6'3", 212. Obviously not going to be a crazy good receiver, but again, a definite theme team player to watch out for. I feel like if you hit this dude on a slant underneath, he'd probably be able to take it the distance. Definitely not a bad player, again, just for theme teams, really. Now, moving to the 83 overalls that we got for Team of the Week, we've got Casey Toohill, 85 speed, 81 finesse moves. I mean, really not going to be a player that you're going to want to slot in your lineup. I just don't think he's going to be all that good, even on a theme team. He is 6'4", 254, so he's going to be kind of a lighter player, I guess. He may not be bad off the edge on specific theme teams. He gets both Washington and Eagles chemistry, but just, again, really not a player that you're going to really see focused on as kind of a great card to get. Now coming to Jerome Ford, and this is actually a solid budget back, honestly. His 85 change of direction coupled with that 86 excel and 85 speed makes him a more solid back, I would say. Definitely not someone you're gonna want to be using, but if you really have no coins and can't go out and get 81 Mostert, Jerome Ford is not a bad pickup by any means. Up next we have Justin. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that last name. It looks like a solid card, honestly. I wouldn't pick him up outside of a theme team. Definitely a usable 87 though, for sure. Next up, we've got Travis Etienne Jr. Looks like a very, very solid card. 88 speed, 86 change of direction. Very happy that he got this card. Definitely a pickup for a budget option at the running back position. 82 break tackle leaves a little bit to be desired, but still a solid overall card. Now getting into the 90s for Team of the Week, we've got Justin Tucker, who's a solid card, right? He's a kicker though. Not really going to be the biggest change to your team. Gonna be a good card down the line when he gets a redux, but for an LTD, do not pay 350k plus coins for this card. At wide receiver, we've got DeAndre Hopkins. Looks like a very feasible, very usable card. Definitely like this card. His 86 overall was very solid earlier in the year, and I think that this card is a very good upgrade from that card. Wish his deep route running was a little bit better, but other than that, just a good all-around card. Would definitely pay 350k plus coins for this guy. Now moving on to Jared Goff, the goofball. Honestly, just not that great of a card, right? He's got decent medium and short accuracies. His deep accuracy leaves a little bit to be desired. Overall, just not going to be a very mobile quarterback. If you like to roll out of the pocket and stuff like that, not going to be great. But if you do like to kind of just sit in the pocket and pick your opponents apart, this guy might be up your alley. Just not my style of quarterback personally. That is it for Team of the Weeks, but we've got Chris Brooks now for the Angry Runs card. He's going to be a 90 speed power back. It's got 90 break tackle, 90 trucking. Very, very, very good card. I will be honest. I mean, this dude just looks insane. If I'm not mistaken, he's 250, I want to say. Maybe I'm just wrong on that. Just a good card, honestly. Not bad. Definitely going to be looking to pick this guy up to try him out. Going to be fun to bulldoze some people with. Now getting into the most feared promo, we've got Tyler Conklin at tight end. Just not much to say about this card. Not going to be good even on a theme team. We've got better tight ends that we can use that we've gotten for free. Yeah, just not that great. Then we've got Zaven Collins. Not really going to be a usable card in all honesty. He's kind of that hybrid between a real zone coverage linebacker versus a pass rushing linebacker. Just not really that good. I mean, it's kind of to be expected with an 83. Then we have Andrews Pete, going to be solid on a theme team, but again, nothing to write home about at 83 overall for the Saints. Next, we've got Devontae Wyatt, who actually looks like he could be a somewhat solid card, especially again on a theme team. I know I'm saying that a lot, but it's true. His finesse moves being higher than his power moves as a run stopper archetype is very interesting. I think his block shed being an 80 makes him a somewhat usable card. If you're looking for a budget end or a budget DT, Devontae Wyatt could be the way to go for you. Now we've got Dan Moore Jr., who's a left tackle at 83 overall, and I actually think this card is very usable. As someone who doesn't upgrade their offensive line all that often, I feel like Dan Moore Jr. could be a guy that could be good to add to your squad if you're looking for a little bit better protection. John Jones is a very interesting card to look at, right? He's got really solid speed, especially on a theme team again, but his man and his zone just aren't that good. His press is solid, but just not going to be a really usable card outside of maybe for a fifth cornerback option. He's going to get torched torched in zone. And in man, that man is just not like that high to really hold up. I wouldn't trust putting him on an island personally. Next, we've got Brian Robinson Jr., who I think is probably one of the worst cards that we've seen so far. Just not usable, even in a theme team, not going to be your number one back by any means. And then we've got DJ Jones. He's got solid block shed, but his power moves and finesse moves leave a bit to be desired. Not going to be a bad like sub D tackle if you really need one, but I would aim for a higher overall card than this. Now getting into the 87s, we've got Jawan Johnson, going to be a solid card. If I'm not mistaken, he's like 6'4", 230, so a much smaller tight end, but he's got really good short route running and his speed is pretty solid overall, I would say. Pretty good catching, decent catch in traffic, pretty good spec catch. So going to be a card that I would definitely target for like a no money spent player like myself. And I think the same can be said with this Jalen Petrie card, right? He's only 5'11", 195, but that 88 speed is going to make him a very usable linebacker, like sub linebacker for you guys. Not going to get off blocks at all, being as, again, he's 5'11", 195. He should like animate well and play really well since he has that lighter player model. Going to be a card that I'm looking to pick up as a no money spent player. Now we get to the rest of the 87s. Mac Jones, I mean, just not really a usable card. Don't use this guy, like even over like Robert Griffin III. Just not worth it. I think Kaiser White could be a solid player, especially on a cards themed team. He's got pretty decent block shed and decent hit power. Wish his speed was a little bit higher, but if this guy keeps playing the way that he has been, he will get higher overall cards. And I like Kaiser White. I think that this card should play well if you really need a linebacker. I don't really use linebackers, so I mean, I don't really have that much to speak on, but as a user, solid guy. Landon Dickerson, been one of the better left guards in the NFL for a long time now. Solid card. Definitely one that you would want to pick up. Yeah, I mean, especially with this run blocking that he has on him, gonna be a solid card. Jalen Phillips is another one that I think is very interesting to look at. He got a really, really good Forge card, I think it was 2 years ago now, and being that he's kind of a lighter, skinnier edge, doesn't have a whole lot of block shed, but he has high finesse moves, I think he's got the speed to make that work. I have Dennis Gardick right now on my team, and he is on the Cardinals, and he's got really low block shed, but he's got really high finesse moves, and that makes him a very solid and very usable card. And I think this Jalen Phillips is going to play the exact same way. Has a little bit more length than Dennis Gardick has, so I'm interested to see how that works, but this is definitely a pickup for my no money spent guys. Now getting into the heroes, we've got Jonathan Allen. I think this is one of the best cards in the game. Pair him up with someone like Vita Vea at defensive tackle. Like someone with inside stuff is going to go to work, and Jonathan Allen's going to be able to get after the quarterback. And I think overall this is just going to be like a very solid card for a very long time. Adam Prentice is our next card. I don't know, he's got Bulldozer, it's solid, but like other than that, I don't really find this card to be all that great. His lead block's really nice, but his speed leaves a little bit to be desired. Unless you're really running the ball a whole lot, not a target in my opinion that you guys should go and try to pick up. Next we've got Johnny Hecker. It's a punter. Yeah, trickster. It's a funny little thing. He has like a bunch of like completed passes as a punter in his time in the NFL. I mean, I just don't think that like this is going to be a really feasible card, in all honesty, for most players to get. Like, it's a high overall punter. He'll be good later in the year. Next, we've got Zach Martin at guard. Gonna be probably the best guard in the game, honestly, for a long, long time. His card looks really, really solid. Gonna be able to hold down that right side and get you really, really good run block fits. I mean, dude's just gonna be amazing. He's been the best guard in the NFL for a long time, and he gets a deserving card because of that. Very, very solid card. Can't wait for his team of the year that we get pretty much every year. Next, we've got Laramie Tunsil. Gonna be a really solid tackle, but being as he is an LTD, it means that you're gonna have to pay $350K plus for this card. And honestly, with his run block stats being as low as they are, I don't really find this card to be that like appetizing. If you just are someone that passes the ball and that's all you do, I think that's good, and that's kind of the way I am. But I'm not shelling out $350K plus for a tackle. That is for sure. Very good card, really awesome card art, but not picking him up. Next, we've got Amani Hooker. Very interested to see like what this card is going to be. Some of the comments have been like, we're getting Polo Mao, or however the hell you say that guy's last name, Isaiah. We're getting that card for free. This Amani Hooker looks good, but I mean, is he going to replace that Isaiah? Probably not. Looks good. Put him in a deep third. He'll go to work for you with that 91 zone. But other than that, I mean, not going to pay $350K plus for this guy. That is for sure. Anthony Walker Jr. looks like pretty decent, honestly. 89 speed's going to be really good. 87 block shed. I don't really use middle linebackers, so I can't speak on like how good this guy will be. But if you're getting the ball run down your throat, Anthony Walker Jr. would not be a bad card to pick up to kind of like try and relieve that a bit. Next, we've got Geno Smith. Hey, he's a card. It's, you know, it's a 90 overall card. I mean, I just don't think that this is really that great of a quarterback card. Maybe he'll be awesome. Maybe he'll get a great release, but in my opinion, not someone that you should really look at picking up at this point. And last but very much not least, we've got Jamar Chase. 91 speed, 90 deep route running. This card looks freaking amazing. Gonna be the best wide receiver in MUT probably for a bit, in all honesty. And he's not an LTD, so his price can go down, which is really awesome. Love to see it. I mean, Jamar Jamar Chase is one of the best receivers in football. Kind of waiting on a Justin Jefferson card at this point. They both played at LSU. That's the only reason I'm like kind of mentioning that. Waiting on a Jay Jettas card, but this Jamar Chase card is freaking sick. Looks really good. Really want to pick him up. Not sure how expensive he's going to be. He's going to be a bag, I will tell you that. But that is it for all of the cards that we have today. That was all stuff that was released today, or not released today, my apologies. Stuff that will be all released by tomorrow. Team of the week was released today. Most feared will be in the game tomorrow. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.